All right, welcome everyone to this Thursday night Zoom meeting. I'm super excited to be hosting this with my friend Kim. We are with the company BODi, called BODi Partners, and you guys are here to kind of learn what it means to be a BODi partner, what it involves, what type of training or resources you'll have, and how to earn with it, and all of those fun things. So as we're chatting today, we're only going to take about 40 minutes tops. So if you guys have questions, as either Kim or myself are sharing, please feel free to drop them into the comments and we'll try to address them while we're live on this Zoom with you guys today. So, just to get started, my name's Scotty Hobbs. I am a 42-year-old dad of five. I have five kids. The oldest is 17. The youngest is 8. I've been married to my wife for 18 years, and I have been a partner with BODi for 13 years this month. So 13 years ago, I made the decision to become a partner. So it's kind of crazy to think about. It's over a decade of my life. I've been helping people with their health and fitness programs, and it's been such a blessing in my life. So I'll just share real briefly a little how I started. I got started on a program with this company back in 2010, where I was introduced to a program called P90X. So I had a friend, a neighbor, introduced me to the program. He was just this guy that was jacked and fit. He had two little daughters at that time, and I had two little daughters at that time. And I was just like in awe about how much energy he had, how much confidence he had, how strong and fit he looked and so forth. And so I was like, dude, I need to look, I need to look and feel good as well. Could you give me some advice? And that's where I started with P90X. One thing to know about me is when I decide to do something, I go all in with it. So I printed out the meal plan and I committed to that program. And in 90 days with P90X, I lost 38 pounds and I had abs for the first time. But something else started to happen. As I started to share that journey and the people around me started to see those results, I fell in love with just the process of just telling people what I was doing and inspiring them to get started with P90X and at the time as well, Insanity. I then found out that I could be a partner, just like you guys are here figuring out today. And I was like, absolutely not. I see people doing that on Facebook, online. I was like, that's not me. That's not the person that I am. And I was really kind of against it at the beginning. And it really was for a couple reasons. I didn't use social media at the time, so I didn't know how that really worked or how I could see myself doing it. I also worked 12-hour days and had two little girls at first, and then three little girls when I started, under the age of 5. And so I was like, there's no way I have time. I work from 5 in the morning to 5 at night. I have three little girls, not for me. And my wife worked at night. So about 9 months passed, and I just continued doing the workouts. I continued having results with the workouts, sharing about my experience with the workouts, and getting people started with the workouts. And what I mean by getting people started is they would be like, dude, I see your transformation. I see how you're changing. What are you doing? And I would just simply say, like, I'm doing P90X. You should do it with me. And they would get the workouts. They would find them wherever they got them, Craigslist, they'd buy them from Beachbody, who knows where. And I would just support them and encourage them. And that's where I fell in love with that process. It was about a year after my first P90X workout in April of 2011. My third daughter had just been born a few weeks earlier. And I remember I had this habit of picking up my mail from the mailbox every morning, uh, like every 2 weeks. And I would take it to work in the morning. And the reason I did that is because I worked those 12-hour days. I would get home, my wife would be at work, and I would have three little girls to take care of, you know, a newborn, 6 weeks old, a 2-year-old, and a almost 5-year-old. And so I would do my bills in my spreadsheet with my bills all at work on my lunch break. So that morning, just before 5 a.m., I opened up all the mail from the mailbox, and there was a doctor bill, the hospital bill, the anesthesiologist bill, there's the ear doctor bill, my Blue Cross statement. And I remember just feeling this heavy weight on my shoulders, just overwhelming feeling. I don't know, have you guys ever felt like that before? I just felt like, oh my gosh, like what am I supposed to do? I'm already working 12-hour days. My wife's working nights. We're already paycheck to paycheck. And now I got to pay this couple of $1,000s for the birth of my daughter. And that was the morning where I realized that my fear of not knowing how to take care of my family became greater than my fear of could I do this partner thing with BODi? And so that's the day that I started on April 11th, 2011. Just real quick, I remember getting on a phone with my sponsor partner and just saying, hey, I need to make $10,000 with this business, because she asked me my goals. And she said, Scotty, I can't promise you $10,000, but I promise that your income will be a direct reflection of the number of lives that you change. So I remember setting that firm, solid goal. Like, I'm going to do whatever it takes, help as many people as possible so I can make $10,000. And what that meant to me, that $10,000, that meant that I could eventually bring my wife home from working nights so that I could, when I would get home from work at 5, my dream at that time was that she would be able to be home, and me, my wife, and my kids could eat dinner together, go out and kick a soccer ball, go for walks in the evening. So that's what drove me to start this business. And within 1 year, I had surpassed that goal. And here I am, 13 years later, just with a drive and a mission to help other parents and other humans out there that want more for their family and want to get healthy and fit, learn how to build this business. So with that being said, Kim, I'll pass it back over to you.
Unmute. Okay, there we go. So I always love hearing your story. Super inspiring. I started a little bit after Scotty. I started in 2015. I saw an ad on Facebook, not even really someone that I knew, but she was doing a 21-day fix group. It was right around Mother's Day, and I wanted to lose 15 pounds. So I told my husband, this is what you're going to get me for Mother's Day. I want this 21-day fix thing. And he said, great, that makes it really easy. If that's all I have to buy, whatever you want for Mother's Day. He said, yes, I want a 21-day fix challenge pack. So that's what I got. And she added me into this Facebook group, and I met all these amazing women that were also doing 21-day fix. And I was actually more focused on the nutrition and having the Shakeology. I just fell in love with the plan. And I ended up losing the 15 pounds over a couple of months. And during that time, I was like the ultimate Facebook challenger. Like, I was always posting and commenting and, sharing sweaty selfies and just really active in the group. So my coach came to me and said, hey, Kim, I think that you should join as a Beachbody coach. And I was like, absolutely not. At that time, my kids were little. I think they were, like 5-ish, 5, 6 years old. And I was a full-time nurse practitioner. I was like, I don't need the income. So what I would do is I start, because people were asking me, what are you doing? What are those shakes you're drinking? And I was like in love with them. So I was just telling everybody about 21-day fix. And like, I just kept sending her people, like person after person after person. And she's like, Kim, like, this is like your whole family. I've got like all of your best friends. Like, you need to do this. And I'm like, no, Sash, it's cool. Like, you just keep doing it. I've got my job. Like, I'm happy. And then like, I don't know, 6-9 months later, suddenly I was like, maybe I should try this. And so I called her up one day and I said, hey, Sasha, I'm ready. I want to try, becoming a coach with Beachbody. And she's like, what? You do? She's like, I stopped asking. And I was like, I think I'm ready now. So I actually started in February of 2016 as what we used to call Beachbody coach, now partner. And I did things a little differently than everyone else. I kind of had to put my blinders on, and I was like really into running. I was like training for marathons at the time. I was into group fitness, but I loved the products. Like, I loved using my Energize. I loved using Recover. I loved the Shakeology, and I loved the Portion Fix meal plan. So for the first 2 years of my business was completely nutrition based. And that's what I did. So every single month I did a nutrition group based around 21-day fix and the portion containers. And I brought people in and I taught them the nutrition program, got them on Shakeology. And I hit like my business goals every single month for 2 years until 80-day obsession came out. And I was like, this kind of looks like my style. I want to try it. And that was like the first actual like full 2 years later, go figure. And I hit, for you guys that are already partners, like I hit Success Club those first 2 years, every single month, just running it as a nutrition. But when I went all in with 80-day obsession, and I shared my journey with everyone, my results, and that's when my business, like, really, the trajectory changed. Like, it really took off at that point when I was all in between the nutrition and the workouts. And then I was like, oh my God, what have I been missing out on? These workouts are amazing. I can't believe, like, I haven't been doing these for 2 years. So, anyways, that was like kind of how I started. And then my groups sort of changed a little bit. And I was more, I was also inviting to nutrition, but then of course the workouts as well. And so that's how I pretty much got started.
Awesome. Kim, do you want to share with us a little bit about what does it mean to be a partner with BODi, and like what are some of the daily activities? That was a question that I got.
Yeah. So basically, I always want to say, like, I have people that come to me and they're like, oh, but I'm not a salesperson. Great. We don't want you to be a salesperson. Like, nobody nobody wants to be a salesperson. I just am here to share my story and share my excitement about products that I love. So I feel that I am a product of the product. And what I do every single day, I wake up, I work out. Now, like, since I've been doing this since 2016, we've changed my garage into a gym. So I wake up, I have this nice gym. I have my Energize, I have my Shakeology after. I work out, I go on Instagram and I talk about my workouts. I talk about what I'm eating. And I don't only talk about Beachbody. Like, I just share my story and how, like, I always I feel I have this, like, amazing energy. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I talk about it, and people follow along. It's the craziest thing how social media is these days. And while doing that, I'm basically inviting people to join me. So I always have something going, whether, like, right now I'm running a gut protocol group. So I'm always, right now, if you were to watch my stories, you'd see that I'm, talking about what I'm cooking, or, I'm talking about the supplements that I'm using. And I'm doing our Dig Deeper program with Shanti. So, you might see a clip of me doing a workout, but then at the same time, you see me talking about my kids and doing other things during the day too. Like, I try to be open and friendly, and people watch, and then they feel like they know you, and people start to trust you, and they come to you with questions, and when they're interested and ready to join because they want to, get strong and healthy and fit and have this amazing energy. They're like, I just want to feel like you. I've been watching you. I see your energy, so that's pretty much what we do as body partners. We're not selling, we're sharing. And at the same time, we also are making sure that we do personal development every day, because I always say, like, you can't pour into an empty cup. So that's part of my morning routine. I wake up, I listen to Brendan Bouchard on the Growth Day app. I get, my cup filled before I can actually, go onto Instagram and share my life with everybody else. Um, and then we're here to also not only, invite to our fitness and nutrition programs and mindset. We're also here to help all of you, to help you build your businesses, and so that you can be successful. And we're here to, I'm here to answer any questions with that. So that's pretty much, what I do on the daily.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim. So I want to touch base on something that Kim shared there. And by the way, Kim said we're not really sales, but yet again, she is the top sales every week, week after week, year after year in the team. But it's because she so authentically just shares exactly what she talked about, what she's eating for her nutrition. She's always striving to challenge herself with her own health and fitness and nutrition, and people are inspired by that and asking questions. And so then she just provides them with that solution, which is the products that we have. The BODi platform has thousands of workouts and incredible nutrition plans, include the 2B mindset and the portion fix, gut health protocol. And there's also mindset content on there. And I'll touch base on that just a little bit. When I was sharing, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about, because this is what I was interested in. Before I became a partner, you guys kind of heard me share that I was similar to Kim. Like, I was telling people, you got to do P90X, you got to do Insanity. And I was sending some of them to my partner that sponsored me, Lindsay. Some of them, whether they got it on Craigslist or I don't know where they would get it from, were getting the program. And I was sharing that with them. At that same time, one thing I want you guys to know is I started multiple little side businesses without even having any experience with business. I worked in the steel factory, so I created a like page and I started creating and selling steel custom signs for homes. So I would like create a like page, I would do Craigslist ads, and I would make a sign, and I would make a sign for my friend, and I would have him post on his house, and I would share that on my Facebook. So I was doing all of these things to start to create businesses. Um, and my favorite one I like to talk about was I would buy and sell things on Craigslist. I would just scour Craigslist for cheaper Xboxes or Wii's or PlayStations. I would fix them up and then I'd resell them for a 20 or $30 profit. So I already had in my mindset this idea of I need to make extra income somehow, but I was just so resistant to this Beachbody thing because I just didn't know anyone in person and I didn't feel like I could do it online like I saw my coach doing. But there came that time when like I shared with you guys after my daughter's birth where I was like, this is the answer. This is what you need to go do. And so I started that. As I got started, I had my goal to make $10,000, right? And I want you guys to know 8 months into helping people, I was helping 5 to 10 people a month from the very beginning. And I want you guys to know that there came a point where I was like, I'm just going to casually do this. Like, I don't know if I really want to build that big of a business with this. And the the reason I share that with you is because I had this moment where I had the man cold, and if you guys, the women on here know what that is, when your husband nearly dies from just getting a cold and being sick. And I remember I was sick for 3 days. I missed work, which is stressful enough because I didn't have any more sick pay or vacation days. And I remember my wife saying, like, it was Friday. I just remember her saying, "Hey, I bet if you got up and got dressed and showered, you'd start to feel better." So she she's like, "Go do that." And Kina's gonna get off the school bus. Kina was 5 at the time. So I showered, got dressed, and I start walking down the cul-de-sac. The bus stops at the end of our cul-de-sac, and I'm walking down there, and about halfway to the end of the cul-de-sac, the bus pulls up and it stops, and the doors swing open with that sound the bus makes is like shh, and the doors fling open and I see these two hands grab the handrail of this little 5-year-old girl, and uh she steps and make that first step down the stairs, and she sees me, and she just smiles so big, and it stopped me in my tracks. Like I couldn't take another step, and I just started tears just started streaming down my face, and just this overwhelming feeling of, man, how many of these moments have I missed? Like how many of these moments have I missed? Um, like this because I'm always so stressed out and I'm working so many hours. And that was the moment where I realized I wanted to do more with this than just bring my wife home from work. I wanted to do this. I didn't want to miss another moment like that. And so I made a decision like I'm going to make this my full-time career. And so I tell you that story to lead into my part that I want to talk to you guys about right now that was really interesting to me because I was trying to build these side businesses is how do you make income? Like how does BODi pay their partners? How is BODi going to pay you for your efforts and the work that you do? So I'm just going to run you really through it real quickly. I could talk about this. This is my favorite part is helping people build income for their families. So I could talk an hour on this, but I'm going to keep it to under like 4 minutes. Basically what happens is when you refer a program, you have this program called the share cart and you send a link to the person that wants help from you or wants to get one of the products. You create a link for them. When they buy the BODi platform from you, the streaming access to all the workouts for the year, you get a 35% commission on the BODi subscription is $179. So you get a 35% commission anytime that someone orders one of our supplements like Shakeology, Beach Bars, collagen, pre-workout, post-workout, um, the Beach Bar, they said, first thing, last thing, there's tons of supplements. Anytime someone orders a supplement from you, whether it's monthly or one time, you earn a 20% commission each time they place that order. So if someone gets on an auto subscription of pre-workout, every time that they order that, you'll get a 20% commission. So that's the real basics of it. We also have the world's number one high performance coach, Brendan Bouchard. He has an app called Growth Day, which he has 4 of the top 5 personal development gurus in the world in that app doing live trainings. That app is inside of our compensation plan as well. So if you refer the Growth Day app to somebody where they have there's like online courses in there, there's journaling, there's daily fire There's all of these cool, incredible resources in there. And I actually spend more time in the Growth Day app now than I spend in my BODi app per day. But when you use that app, or when you sell that app to someone, you earn a 25% commission on that. So that's part of the compensation plan as well. There's also bonuses. So when you start to build a team, like someone invited you to this call right now, whether it was Kim or myself or Matt or Sandra or any coach, Alma, any coaches that I see on here, they're working on building their team. So as you build a team and your partners that you are bringing into this business and mentoring and teaching them how to build their own business, as they begin to build their business as well, you get what are called team bonus cycles. And I'll keep it really simple. It's basically you build a business that has two sides. So you place partners on a left side and a right side. And every time that your team sells 100 volume of cells on one side and 200 volume of cells on the other side, you earn at the first rank $12 per cycle. What's called a cycle. So you can begin to build a team. I like to think of it like sometimes if you've never seen a business model like this, it really doesn't make sense. Well, cool thing, Kim will talk about this in a minute, but we'll train you on how it all works and how to maximize that compensation plan. Like I said, I'm most passionate about that part. But a way that I can help you understand what that means, it would be like imagine if you started a car dealership and you own that car dealership and you make sales of cars, you earn commissions. That's kind of what I talked about. But imagine now you franchised your car business and you start a business on the east side of town and the west side of town, a franchise. So whoever owns those franchises would make their own commissions when they sell their cars, right? But the team bonus would be like you earning a percentage of when they make sales in their business. So this model sort of works like that. So that's one of the other ways that you get paid as a partner. First, the commissions of your customers that are ordering products from you. Then, as you build a team, you can earn those team bonus cycles. There's also called a group cycle bonus, which is very similar to that, and it goes year long. And that's an incredible way as well, where you earn a certain percentage of what your coaches and preferred customers sell. And then there's also profit sharing, where they take 2% of the entire net earnings of the company for the quarter, and they split it between ranks from diamond, 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, and 15-star. And I know that doesn't make too much sense to you right now, but just to give you an idea, like the 5-star bonus last quarter that was just a week ago was like just over $3,000 for a quarterly bonus. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I used to work my tail off 12 hours a day for a $500 cash in an envelope, hopefully on a good year, at the annual Christmas party. So I love that every quarter they do profit sharing with leaders inside of this business. So that's one of the other ways that you can earn. And then also, there's a 10% match on your coaches as they begin to build their teams, your partners. So let's just say Kim, I was her sponsor coach, and let's just make up a number that Kim made a bonus cycle of $300 for the week, and I was her sponsor. I would get a 10% match on that. So I would get an additional $30 for being the sponsor of Kim and mentoring her in her business to get to that point of earning 300 in team bonus cycles. So it's really cool. There's a lot of ways to earn. And like I said, I could talk about it for an hour and show you
there's even more than that. I mean, we sell mixed bikes. Like I've
yeah.
sold 92 mixed bikes, I think, since we launched. So that was something that I wasn't even expecting when I joined as a BODi partner. All of a sudden, like we had a new product and we're selling bikes. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm selling bikes. And I got a bike. I shared about the bike. I love my bike. Next thing you know, I've sold over 90 bikes. So, like it just kind of depends on what BODi brings into the business while you're here as a partner too.
Yeah. And the cool thing is it's there's no certain thing that you have to do or recommend. Like you find the products that you love and that you are passionate about, and you share them with others, and then you earn commissions for helping people with those products. All right, Kim, another question was like, or do you want to kind of touch base on some of the things that you enjoy about being a BODi partner?
Yeah. So as a nurse practitioner, that's I still am, guys. So just so you know, I always like to tell people like you don't have to quit your 9 to 5 job. I have done and built a very successful business while still working as a nurse practitioner. And my husband has basically taken our Beachbody money and we've invested and put it away, and I've been able to work this whole time. So it's really been like, don't feel like, I always say, like, oh, don't feel like you have to quit your job. And also or you could be like Scotty and you're like, no, I want to quit my job. Whatever works for you, this business can work for you. You can, time manage however you want. But some of the fun things, so like I was saying, as a nurse practitioner, I never really went on vacation. Like, not that I didn't go on vacations, I never went on trips with them. So I always loved that BODi offered trips. Like, if you're successful with the business, then you will get an invitation to go on what they call Success Club trips. So over my 8 years, I've gone on a trip every year except for when we went to COVID. When we had COVID, they stopped. But I've been to Dominican Republic. I've been on a cruise with BODi. I've been to Mexico with BODi. And they're all inclusive. We do pay for our flights there. Although one year they gave us like $1,000 little bonus that I put towards flights. We have leadership trips. So I recently just went to Las Vegas for a leadership conference, which was amazing. Brendan Burchard was there, like Scotty was talking about. And they do trainings, but then we also have time to be able to go out and play with our, other BODi partner friends, and go to dinners and stuff like that. And then sometimes, the leaders of the teams, they'll do leadership retreats. So I've been to like Scottsdale on a retreat, and we're about to have like a big cruise that you guys can earn a ticket to. If you go on BODi's Instagram, you'll see they just keep promoting this cruise. So it's going to be a 5-day cruise in November. And that is also a leadership cruise. So if you do well, BODi will definitely, they really treat you great, which I always felt like when I was working in healthcare, we were never spoiled like that. I love being spoiled. The other thing that's coming up is Summit. So Summit is like a 3-day convention. This year it's going to be in San Antonio. It's in June. So I hope that you guys are all going to be there. Scotty and I are definitely going to be there. And basically, every day as you're doing these workouts and you're falling in love with these trainers, you get to meet the trainers. When you go to Summit, you get to work out with the trainers. Again, they have more, training for us, and we do dinners together. And I love being able not only to see people on my team, because don't forget, as a BODi partner, I have people in Canada, I have people in UK, I have people all over the country. So it's like, I really only get to see them, sometimes on Zoom or talking on the phone. But at Summit, everybody has the opportunity to come to Summit. It's not like you have to earn it, or be on a leadership trip. Like, you can just come and enjoy, everyone being together. And so that's some of my favorite parts of, and actually this weekend, even like where we have a BODi business training event. I love the live events. If I can go, I'm going. So I live in South Florida. The BODi business training event is in Orlando, which is like 3 hours from me. Taking a train. We have it's called Brightline train. So it's like a speed train from here to Orlando. I'm taking it to work out with Autumn and get a little more, mindset and see everyone in the area. And it's so uplifting. You leave these like seminars like you could take over the world. You just have so much energy and ready to pour into people and invite to this opportunity, because you feel so good. You want everyone else to feel just like you. So that's why I don't miss the live events ever. Like, I've gone to Summit since I knew nobody, not one person going to Summit my first year. And I was like, I don't care, I'm going. And Jose and I went, and, I was a little baby coach, and I've gone every single year since then. So make sure you go to Summit.
Yes, I love that. Summit it's the most absolutely incredible feeling in the world. Like, I just love being around so many positive people, and everybody's kind of have the same mission and everyone's in alignment. It's really cool. One thing I was thinking about, Kim, as you were sharing kind of your experience uh on these reward trips, I remember going to my first one in Atlantis in the Bahamas in 2012. And by the way, when we talk about these reward trips and earning them, To earn them, it's typically just helping three people get into a total solution pack in a year. Like it's not a huge, like you got to sell 10 packages a month or be like 20 packages a month. It's typically three packages a month consistently.
Yeah, a
I
month, not a
remember
year. So like you're trying to hit Success Club every month. So three packages a month consistently for a
Success Club.
year.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I remember going to my first one and they would bring out the trays with like hors d'oeuvres and all these fancy things. I was like, and the parties, I'd never seen anything like that in my life. I'm from Idaho and I grew up working on a potato farm at like 3:30 in the morning moving pipe. And I was like, people actually live like this, where people like walk around, there's music and people serving you. And I was just like, this is a whole different life. I love this. This is kind of cool. This feels nice. So, one thing that I want to share is you might be asking, okay, what is the time commitment? Because that's kind of what held me back in the beginning. I worked 12-hour days. When I get home from work, I'm raising three little girls by myself while my wife's at work. I felt like I didn't have time. So, the time commitment is you get to put into it what you want, and also you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So, just to give you guys an idea, me, I'm someone that, like I said, when I first did my P90X, when I want to do something, I want to go all in with it. But I do think that someone that wants to be all in with it can hold themselves back from starting by saying like, I don't want to start until I know I can give everything I can to this. If you're that person, I just want to tell you, just get started. It's going to be the most important thing is just get started. Um, for me, for example, when I started, uh, the way that I fit it into my life is I had an hour lunch break. I would take that hour and I would work on my business. And once you get started, we have a whole thing called the business activity tracker. It's a checklist of like 12 things that tells you exactly what to do for your business every day. And it's really designed for you to do it in an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. If you focus on doing those activities and not getting distracted by just scrolling social media or whatnot, you can really do it in an hour and a half. Obviously, if you want to reach more people, help more people, you can do more. You can spend more time. So, for example, for me, I spent that hour during my lunch, and then when I would get home at 5. I would do my P90X workout with my little girls on the floor and on the couch with their little show on the TV. Then I would feed them, bathe them, change diapers, put them in bed by 8, and then 8:30, my wife was at work until 11 p.m. So 8:30 to 11 p.m. every night, I would just work on my business. So I treated it like a real second job, even though it was only about 3.5 to 4 hours a day. That's what I did. But also within 14 months, and BODi does not guarantee any level of success or income. It's dependent on your own effort, diligence, and skill. And my results are very atypical, but I have an atypical work ethic and belief in myself. So I worked 3.5 to 4 hours a day, an hour at my lunch, 3 hours when the kids were in bed at night. And I built my business to the point of at 14 months, I walked away from my full-time job. And I've been doing this as a full-time career now since June of 2012. So the time commitment is really up to
Can
you.
you comment like at what point you hit what they call
The,
it's not the Millionaire Club anymore, but
the
like how
Legacy
many
Club,
years in was that?
the Legacy Club. Yes.
The Legacy Club.
At right about my 4 year mark, I hit the Legacy Club, which means you earn a cumulative $1 million in your business in commissions. So 4 years into my business, I achieved that goal. So, but like I said, atypical results. I worked 4 hours a day. I treated it like I treated it like when someone goes to get their master's degree and you show up to school and class and you maybe go to a job at the same time, but you show up consistently for that time. I treated my business like that. I treated it like the business that I wanted it to become. So I share that with you so you guys know what's possible, and that, about how much time I put into it after a 12-hour workday, but also know that you could work an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, whether it's an hour in the morning before the kids get up, 30 minutes on your lunch break, an hour before you go to bed, and maybe it's 2 hours total. Uh, and you stay consistent, maybe you achieve your goal in 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, whatever your goal is. The important thing is that you just stay consistent at it. It will compound and it will grow if you stay consistent in it. So there's no set amount of you have to work this amount of time. It's dependent on what you want to achieve with the business. I have people that are just happy earning enough to pay for their own something, like get their pre-workout, their post-workout, and their Shakeology paid for, and enough extra cash to go to Summit. And then I have people that have great six-figure jobs that are working consistently for a few years, and they're working towards hopefully having the ambition to not work a job or to work less overtime in the future. So it's all dependent on what you want to do and the amount of time that you want to put into it. Okay, Kim, what can you expect? Like, so a partner signs up, they kind of share their goals. What can they expect to get started? What's next?
So, well, I know just quick on the trainings. Like, I know a lot of people ask me, like, oh my God, is there any training? We have so much training, it's not even funny, but we have like a new BODi partner app. You log into the app, it has a 28-day training course, it has a 10-step business plan in there. We've got team calls on Tuesdays, we've got team calls on Thursdays, we've got a national wake up call, which corporate runs on Mondays. And then in the BODi partner app, there's constant videos like going up at least daily or every other day with more training in it. So sometimes I tell people it can put you into like analysis paralysis because you're just like, whoa, but believe me, the training is there. But sometimes I feel like even if someone watches all the training, if you don't start and just start sharing your story and using the products and just getting out there and saying, hey, I've got this group going, or however you want to start your business, that's when you're going to start asking the questions anyways. And that's what Scotty and I are here for, or whoever brought you in as your partner. We're not going to be there like every second, we'll tell you how to find the answers, but you're actually not going to start learning things until you actually dive into BODi. So don't get so caught up on the training. I promise you there's tons of training, and you could sit there, 8 hours a day if you want and listen to videos about Shakeology and how to make reels on social media and how to build followers, and all those things aren't really important in the beginning. The important thing is choosing a program, using the products, sharing about them, and inviting people to join you. And then more things will come along the way. Then you'll learn about the 2 legs, the genealogy, how to sign up coaches, like, where to put them and how to generate the most income. But first you really just like start small goals, and then you just it'll get bigger, and you'll learn as you go a little bit more, but we're here to help too. So I just want to talk about that. But yeah. And
Awesome.
then you want to talk about signing up.
Yeah, yeah. So, like she said, there's more training that you can ever need. I'll give you an example. I have a brand new partner named Richard. Like he finished 90 days of Dig Deeper with me, decided he wanted to be a partner because he absolutely loved the program, showed up every single day, loves his Shakeology. He's someone that lost his job when he wouldn't get a shot back a few years ago, and he's making really great money. And he started a side business as a handyman, and uh like he's very successful in it. He makes 15,000, does 15,000 gross every single month, just doing handyman work for the past 3 years. And he sees what we do with this, and he's like, I don't want to turn a wrench the rest of my life, and I love these fitness programs and these supplements, so I want to build a business. And he had all the questions like, how do I do this, where do I place this coach, how do I do, in the first call that I did with him. And I was like, bro, all we're going to focus on this month is you're going to find 5 people, and you're going to get them to do the same program you did and use the same supplements, and you're going to earn this amount of money. And I told him the amount of money. It was like close to $600. He's like, okay. And guess what? He's earned his first $300, and he's 2 weeks in, because he just followed the advice that we're teaching. So your coach, your sponsor, once you sign up, will help direct you and help you get started on your journey. But now let's talk about how to enroll so we can hit this time mark, right? So if you're already a customer of BODi and you are using whether it's Shakeology or pre and post workout, and you're ready to become a coach, there's a couple of ways. Number one, you can just pay the $40 enrollment fee. It's a one-time fee to sign you up as a partner. That gets you like all the websites to send your links from, access to all of the trainings. You don't have to warehouse and store any products. It's all Beachbody does all of that. They do all of the customer service on if there's returns or any of that stuff. Your job is just to support them on their journey. That is a $40 enrollment fee. And then after that first month, it's $15.95 a month to have your business. Like that, isn't that the most crazy overhead fee you've ever heard for a business of this potential? So then you just pay $15.95 a month. You get 20% discounts on your own products, and then you have the ability to start earning like we talked about today. You have that ability immediately the day that you sign up to start earning. So you can pay that fee, or if you don't have BODi yet or you need some new supplements, you can get what's called a total solution pack. It's a year access to BODi and Shakeology, or a year access to BODi and Energize and Recover. There's a few different options, and you can talk with the partner that invited you here to this meeting about what will be the best for your goals. Those packages are typically $219 to $239. There's a $20 off promo code, so it usually comes to about $219 plus tax. When you get one of those packages during your partner enrollment, it waives the $40 sign-up fee. So you get your year access to BODi, the supplements you want, and be enrolled with just that one-time package called the Total Solution Pack. So that's the other way that you can get enrolled. And then the same thing occurs once you buy that package. You have a full year access to all of the BODi platform, and then you have 1 month supply of the supplement that you choose, and then what you can expect after that is you'll have your 15 after that month will be month to month $15.95 partner fee, and then whatever supplement you have, that will be on an auto ship option. At any time you can change flavors, change products, and it's really simple to do inside of your office or inside of your coach office, inside of your website once you get inside of there. So that's really all that it takes to enroll. So the next step for you will be to ask your partner, what's the best supplement? What's the best option for me? And if you're not sure and you have BODi, like sometimes I have someone that has BODi for 9 months or 10 months. And for them, the best option is cancel their membership and re-enroll with a new year subscription, a 30 serving bag of Shakeology, and their enrollment fee. So just talk with your partner. They'll help make the best decision for you that will be the smartest. And another thing that I want to point out is Kim says if you're already a preferred customer, it's free to enroll. One thing that I want to point out is if you're active military, you can also get your enrollment fee waived and your month-to-month fees waived as well. And there's a FAQ that I could send you. We could send you on that if you have questions on what forms you need to submit, and it waives that even waives the $15.95 fee. So with that being said, we need to wrap up this. I don't see any questions in here. If you guys do have any questions that come up as you're laying in bed tonight thinking, should I do this? Should I not do this? I want you to really think about how could this benefit you? What can this do for you in your life, both on the health and fitness end and financially, what type of goals you have, and then reach out to your partner that invited you here and be ready to take those next steps. What they'll do is they'll ask you for your email address, what supplements and flavor you want. They'll create the link for you. Once you get enrolled, then we'll get you started on the training. And then just know, Kim mentioned the training. We do a training on this team every Thursday night at the same time, live. If you can't be on live, we record it. There's those will all be there for you. And we're super excited to have you guys working with us on your new journey. Awesome. Okay, thank you guys for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, see you later.